This is Nightline and I'm Adrian Seet. News making the headlines. Untrue voting for BN means Zahid Hamid for PM, says Ismail Sabri. And BN to launch GE15 manifesto on Monday. Thanks for joining us. The allegation that one vote for Barisan Nasional (BN) is equivalent to one vote for its chairman, Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, to become Prime Minister is just a perception played by the opposition during the campaign period for the 15th general election GE15. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob stressed that until now there has been no change involving the Prime Ministerial candidate from BN after the polls.
Ini pihak pembangkang hanya untuk nak mewujudkan persepsi. Ya, sedangkan saya dah kata, MT dah putuskan, PAU dah pun putuskan. Selagi perkara itu tidak di reverse di dalam mesyuarat, keputusan tersebut kalau nak ubah mesti dalam MT, mesti diubah di dalam PAU. Jadi kalau selagi MT tak putuskan otherwise, sebaliknya, jadi apa yang diputuskan still jalan seperti biasa.
The incumbent Borough Member of Parliament, who is also UMNO Vice President, said this when asked to comment on the allegation which was used by the opposition on social media. Previously, Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid reportedly said that Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri remains BN's poster boy and the Prime Ministerial candidate in GE15, with the coalition's stance on the matter not changing if it succeeds in governing the country. Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri was met at the Kenduri Rakyat with Bandar Kemayan Community Program in Bera, Pahang on Sunday. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri said that personal attacks should not be used as a campaign strategy in GE15. He believed that most voters would not be swayed by such tactics as they are wiser and more mature in making decisions. Instead, the Prime Minister has chosen to adopt a casual and harmonious approach, and he was confident that the more civilized campaign strategy will be more effective in winning the hearts of voters.
Yang bagi saya, zaman sekarang dengan pengundi-pengundi baru, pengundi muda dan sebagainya, pemikiran dia dah berbeza daripada dulu. Mungkin mereka tak suka dengar serangan-serangan pribadi, serangan-serangan yang kadang-kadang tu agak kurang tepat dari segi fakta dia, dan kita base kepada fakta. Ini yang saya dah buat dan ini yang saya akan buat untuk kepentingan mereka.
The BN candidate for the Borough parliamentary seat also pointed out that the most important thing is to focus on promoting and selling one's own products instead of discrediting the products of others. Earlier, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri began his day visiting Pasar Sehari Kerayong in his constituency. Accompanied by BN's candidate for the Guai state seat, Datuk Sabri Saidin, the Prime Minister took the chance to mingle with the market goers and traders. He also ran into one of his rivals, Abbas Awang of Pakatan Harapan, PH, and had a short chat with him at the same location. Aside from Abbas, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri is also being challenged by Datuk Asmawi Harun of Perikatan Nasional, BN. Barisan Nasional (BN) Deputy Chairman Datuk Sri Muhammad Hassan has slammed the opposition for resorting to false propaganda to deceive and confuse voters over the coalition's prime ministerial candidate. He claimed that the allegation that BN Chairman Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi would be appointed to the post instead of Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob if the coalition wins GE15 was created by the opposition out of desperation, as they had ran out of ideas on how to garner voters' support.
Dulu senang masa kempen 2018 kan, 1MDB penipu, penyangak, penyamun kan. Sekarang ni rasa saya dah tak ada lagi, dan janji-janji dulu boleh tabur janji lah kan. Semua janji bulan dan bintang, tapi tak boleh buat. Jadi orang dah tahu dah. Rakyat Malaysia rasa tertipu oleh Pakatan Harapan yang berjanji macam-macam, tetapi tidak tunai janji.
Datuk Sri Mohamad told this to the media after a Leaders with the People gathering in Kampung Kuala Sawah in Seremban on Sunday. Despite this, the BN election director, as well as candidate for the Rembau parliamentary seat, said that such dirty tactics would not affect UMNO and BN or cause a rift within the party. BN's Sembrong parliamentary candidate, Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein, is no exception when it comes to being targeted by opposition supporters over issues related to the Defence Ministry. However, he has remained calm in the face of various accusations, especially on social media, and is continuing to campaign in the Sembrong constituency for the GE15. Datuk Sri Hishamuddin, who has held the Sembrong parliamentary seat for 4 terms, was also pleased with the response of voters on the first day of campaigning, carried out by the Sembrong BN election machinery as soon as the candidate nomination process was completed on Saturday.
Dia orang serang saya bukan sebab saya Menteri Pertahanan. Dia serang saya sebab kita merupakan pemimpin di dalam parti. Memang tugas pembangkang untuk menidakkan apa yang kita lakukan selama ini. Dan ingatkan kepada mereka ni, sebelum saya ada juga pemimpin mereka yang Menteri Pertahanan, apa yang mereka buat berhubung kait dengan perkara-perkara yang dilontarkan kepada saya.
He was met at the Ziarah Kasih program and meeting with UMNO veterans at the residence of Mahmud Mon in Felda, Kahang Timur. In GE15, Datuk Sri Hishamuddin will face a 3-cornered contest against Johor PKR Secretary-General Hasni Abbas and Aziz Ismail representing PN.
Mandat kembali ke tangan rakyat. Kepercayaan dan keyakinan. Kini masanya memilih kerajaan teguh dan mampan. Pilihan anda kami sampaikan. Mandat Rakyat BRU 15. Komprehensif dan terkini. Hanya di TV3.
The Barisan National Manifesto for the GE15 that will be launched on Monday will outline 10 cores and more than 99 offers to ensure a stable economic growth and the well-being of the various groups in society. Its chairman, Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, stressed that the manifesto will also prioritize the stability of the country as well as the prosperity of the people. According to Datuk Sri Zahid, if BN continues to govern the country after GE15, it will continue to attract foreign direct investments, FDIs, as well as domestic direct investments, DDIs. This is so that investors can reinvest to create more job opportunities and increase export value.
Bila mereka menarik pelaburan dan meletakkan pelaburan di negara lain, artinya mereka yang bekerja di dalam syarikat itu hilang pekerjaan. Tidak ada pelaburan baru, maka tidak ada peluang pekerjaan yang baru. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, ini semua hanya boleh diselesaikan kalau kerajaan kita stabil. Kalau kemakmuran dapat dikembalikan semula.
He also expressed confidence that the implementation can be carried out as studies and research had been done before the manifesto was finalized.
Kita telah melakukan penelitian terhadap aku janji ini yang akan diterjemahkan pelaksanaannya dalam tempoh 100 hari, dalam tempoh setengah penggal dan apabila cukup penggal pentadbiran parlimen. Dan sebahagian daripadanya telah pun dimasukkan di dalam ucapan belanjawan Menteri Kewangan baru-baru ini dan pelaksanaannya tentu akan dibuat.
Sarawak Premier Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg has slammed PN for breaking its promise not to contest seats in Sarawak in the GE15. In a report by the Borneo Post, the Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS chairman was quoted saying that PN had broken the agreement made between both coalitions that it would leave the state alone. During the political turmoil in Peninsular Malaysia, Tan Sri Abang Johari said PN had asked for GPS's assistance to support the coalition when Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin was appointed Prime Minister. However, PN had decided to send 4 candidates to contest against GPS in this election. Tan Sri Abang Johari stressed that there will be no compromise on the matter, as it was only through local Sarawak parties that the government could best protect the state's interests. On Wednesday, PN announced that it would be contesting 4 seats in Sarawak, namely Saratok, Lubuk Antu, Bintulu and Batang Lupa. In Pulau Pinang, BN candidate for the Kepala Batas parliamentary seat, Datuk Sri Rizal Merican Naina Merican, said he will incorporate cara Kepala Batas in his campaign during the GE15. He said he wanted to continue the approach as it brings together the people in the constituency as one family that was practiced by its former Member of Parliament, who is also the 5th Prime Minister, Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi.
Demi Kepala Batas ni adalah satu tagline yang memberi a strong conviction, the word demi. So that's why ia adalah satu ikrar yang kalau saya pegang ni adalah pegangan yang benar-benar tulus, pegangan yang benar-benar menjadikan saya ni terikat dengan amanah yang kalau saya tak lunas, saya berdosa. Kalau saya tak dapat lakukan, maka saya adalah seorang yang boleh dianggap bersalah kepada rakyat Kepala Batas. Dan demi Kepala Batas ni akan jadi agenda yang berterusan.
He said this after launching the Kepala Batas election machinery in Bertam on Sunday. The machinery comprises over 3,000 members of BN component parties who will deliver the coalition's development agenda for Kepala Batas to voters. Incumbent Datuk Sri Rizal Merican is facing a 4-cornered fight for the Kepala Batas seat against Dr. Siti Mastura Muhammad of PN, Hamidi Abu Hassan of Pejuang and Muhammad Daniel Abdul Majid from Muda. There is still no need for the Health Ministry, MOH, to tighten or introduce new standard operating procedures, SOPs, to curb COVID-19 during the GE15 campaign. Its Minister, Khairi Jamaluddin, said the ministry will continue to monitor COVID-19 cases during the campaign period as well as intensify efforts to curb the spread of the virus. Khairi said so far the situation is under control, although cases like Omicron are on the rise. Hospital admissions is not high and the death rate is still low. He also said that there is a wave of infection, but it is not severe. He added that his ministry had recommended to the Election Commission, EC, several SOPs for the GE15 and the matter will be announced soon. Khairi noted that the health departments in all states had also been instructed to provide additional health officers to help COVID-19 patients to go out to vote at their respective polling centres. Coming up next, 19 killed in Tanzania plane crash. Stay with us. We're back with news from the foreign front. A Tanzanian passenger plane has crashed into Lake Victoria as it attempted to land in the lakeside town of Bukoba, killing at least 19 people. The Precision Air flight was carrying 43 people from Tanzania's biggest city, Dar es Salaam, to Bukoba via Mwanza when the incident occurred. 26 of the passengers have been rescued. The two pilots survived the crash but remained trapped inside the cockpit and have been speaking to local officials. Rescue workers and local fishermen were on the scene trying to rescue those still inside the aircraft. Top regional official Albert Chalamila has blamed the bad weather for the cause of the crash. Over in the United States, an investigation was underway after 9 people were shot by several gunmen outside a bar late Saturday night in Philadelphia. State Police Affairs Deputy Commissioner John Stanford said shots rang out in the Kensington neighborhood around 10:45 p.m. local time as multiple gunmen exited a vehicle and began firing around 40 rounds towards the sidewalk. The car then fled the scene. Although a motive has not been determined, police believed the shooters were targeting someone outside the bar. The bloodshed follows a series of U.S. school shootings that have left dozens dead and wounded this year alone, adding to a long-running U.S. debate over gun control. Delegates at the COP27 climate summit in Egypt agreed after late-night talks on Sunday to put the delicate issue of whether rich nations should compensate poor countries most vulnerable to climate change on the formal agenda for the first time. COP27 President Sameh Shukri told the plenary that opens this year's 2-week United Nations conference attended by more than 190 countries. The decision created an institutionally stable space for discussions of the pressing issue of funding arrangements. He said the loss and damage discussions, which are on the COP27 agenda, will not guarantee compensation on necessary knowledge liability, but are intended to lead to a conclusive decision no later than 2024. For more than a decade, wealthy nations have rejected official discussions on what is referred to as loss and damage, or funds they provide to help poor countries cope with the consequences of global warming. Uphill task awaits for Kuala Lumpur sports when we return. sports, football, the 2022 Malaysia Cup. Another two first-leg quarter-final matches took place on Sunday night. At the Kuala Lumpur Stadium, hosts Kuala Lumpur City FC will face an uphill battle to defend their title after they suffered a 1-0 defeat to Terengganu in their first-leg clash. In Petaling Jaya, Selangor moved a step closer to a spot in the semi-finals after they recorded a 2-0 victory over Negeri Sembilan. Hayon gave the Red Giants the lead 9 minutes into the second half before Muhammad Alif Haikal sealed the win for Selangor just seconds before the final whistle. Both sides will meet again on November the 12th at the Paroi Stadium for their second leg clash. Still on football, the Australian A-League. Brisbane Roar rallied to get their first win of the season after beating 10-man Sydney FC 3-1 on Sunday. Brisbane enjoyed a good start as they opened the scoring 6 minutes after kickoff through Charlie Austin's tap-in following a free kick. The home side doubled the advantage in the 12th minute when Carlo Armiento smashed in the rebound from Austin's blocked spot kick. Sydney pulled one back in the 39th minute through Anthony Caceres despite an attempt from Tom Aldred to clear the ball on the line. Sydney then pushed hard in search for an equaliser, but it was Brisbane who went on to seal the win with their third midway through the game. Joshua Bridle South unleashed a fierce drive from just outside the area that found the top corner of the net, giving Brisbane a 3-1 win. Three houses destroyed in blaze. This and more after this short break. Welcome back. Parti Kesejahteraan Demokratik Masyarakat KDM President Dato' Peter Anthony, who was detained on Saturday night for investigation over commotion outside the nomination centre for the Ternum parliamentary seat earlier on the same day, was released on police bail on Sunday morning. Sabah Police Commissioner Dato' Idris Abdullah said following a report on the incident, the police had opened an investigation paper which then led to the arrest of Dato' Anthony to facilitate police probes. He was released on Sunday morning on police bail after completing the investigation process, including having his statement recorded as well as the required documentation. The case was being investigated under Section 24A, subsection 2 of the Elections Offences Act 1954 and Section 147 of the Penal Code. On Saturday, it was reported that about 300 of Dato' Anthony's supporters tried to storm the nomination centre after election officials rejected Anthony's nomination papers due to his unresolved court case. The incident forced security personnel to release tear gas to disperse the crowd. Police arrested 4 individuals, 1 in Selangor and 3 in Sarawak on Saturday for allegedly committing various election offences on nomination day during GE15. Royal Malaysia Police GE15 Operations Director Datuk Sri Hazani Ghazali said 8 investigation papers, IPs, had been opened. In a statement on Sunday, Datuk Sri Hazani said the probe is being carried out under the Penal Code, the Communications and Multimedia Act, the Civil Aviation Regulations and the Election Act. He pointed out that police had also issued 289 permits for political talks nationwide during the polls. Perak recorded the highest permits issued with 52, followed by Johor 47, Selangor 32 and Kedah 29. Only 2 permits were issued in Kuala Lumpur as of Saturday. He added that a total of 19 political talks were found to have been held without permits, with 11 of them in Selangor, 5 in Perak, 2 in Terengganu and 1 in Pahang. Three houses, 3 cars and 4 motorcycles were destroyed in a fire in Kampung Pengkalan Rama Pantai in Malacca on Sunday morning. In the 9 a.m. incident, 8 victims from 2 families, including 4 children in one Rohingya family, managed to evacuate safely. Senior Fire Officer 2 Operations Commander Norizura Mat Azam said no injuries or casualties were reported. The department received an emergency call at 9:08 a.m. before 2 fire engines each from the Malacca Central and Padang Temu Fire and Rescue stations rushed to the scene. Firemen managed to prevent the blaze from spreading to nearby houses. The fire was brought under control about 20 minutes later. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, let's take a look at Qatar launches the 3-day Dub Lusail Festival on Saturday to mark the opening of the Lusail Boulevard with World Cup decorations, street performers and a drone show. The Gulf state is gearing up for FIFA World Cup set to kick off on November 20th. With that, I'm Adrian Seet. Thank you for watching and stay safe, Malaysia.